In this video, we're going to review a very basic formula and then talk about what it means for something to be a formula. Now, I'm going to go back to my cell D2 and I'm going to enter into the contents of that cell equals. All formulas in Excel begin with the equal sign. So whenever you want to do a formula, you're always going to start it off with an equal sign. And I'm going to type 1 plus 1 and hit enter. And now the value, what's displayed in the cell, is the result of the calculated value, 1 plus 1. But again, the contents of the cell, which is a formula, is equals 1 plus 1. Now, what I'm going to do is go on a bit of a rant, because this course is being offered by the Faculty of Mathematics at the University of Waterloo, and our standards are a little bit higher. So let's talk about why that's not a very good term for a formula. So let's talk a little bit about the terminology we use in mathematics. So first of all, the number 1 is a value. We've already talked about values. It's a numeric value. It's a value. If I say 1 plus 1, that in mathematics is what we know as an expression. Okay? It has an operator, and we'll talk about operators in a second. That is an operator. Okay? And this is what we call an expression. What you enter into Excel is equals 1 plus 1, which isn't a valid expression in mathematics. Okay, so what you are doing is entering half of an equation. All right, so what you're really saying technically in Excel is that cell D2 is equal to 1 plus 1. Is that a formula? Well, not really. A formula is something from something like physics, where you might have force equals mass times acceleration. That's usually when mathematics what we mean by a formula. You're showing a relationship between variables of a physical system or something like that. That is not what we're entering in Excel. We are actually entering just an expression, but then they throw an equal sign in front of it, and it doesn't make any sense at all. Calling it a formula is not cool because it's not really a formula. If anything, it's an expression. But that is what we enter in Excel. That is not a formula. But for consistency's sakes, we're going to say that's a formula. And then every time I say formula, just remember that the mathematician inside me is dying a little bit every time I call that a formula. So just I want to make sure you know that's not a valid formula. But that, unfortunately, is the terminology in Excel. So that's what we're going to enter. And so if I say equals 1 plus 1, that's now a formula.